I lay still in the chair, leaning my head back, barely breathing. The smell of antiseptic burned my nostrils. I drew in a deep breath and exhaled slowly, trying to calm my mind, my body, and slow my racing heart. I remember when I lost it, that moment, the sound of the pop as they plucked it from its natural place. I could still see it. In my mind, the distorted angle replays repeatedly. It hung limply from the socket. I could see my chin, lips. The unnatural angle made my stomach churn. Vertigo. I was numb, confused, and in disbelief. My mind could not make sense of what was happening. The bright light shone down on me, blinding my good eye. I felt flushed. My forehead glistened. I felt the sweat drip down over my temple, my cheekbone, and drip from my chin. It left a cool trail along my face. I felt myself panting, my abdomen contracting with each exhale. I pushed down the panic and listened. Sounds of movement came from behind me. Murmurs, rustling of feet and fabric, the ting of metal touching metal. The voices were low. My mind was not sharp. Suddenly, two faces appeared on either side of mine, a man and a woman. Could not quite see their features, but I could see the outline blocking out the light above me. I am Dr. Logan, and this is Sheila. He spoke to me firmly, without any emotion. His voice was flat. We are ready to begin. I wanted to ask, but my tongue would not speak. My bottom lip quivered. You will not feel any pain, but you need to communicate with us during the process. Are you able to squeeze Sheila's hand? Sheila slipped her long, cold hand into mine. My fingertips fluttered. You will need to do better than that. This procedure will not be successful without your input. You need to try harder. I willed my fingers to move. They felt stiff and unresponsive. Sheila squeezed my hand tightly. Her face stayed motionless, but her hand became a vice, crushing the bones in my hand against each other. My mouth dropped open. My tongue was thick, and it would not move. Squeeze back, Sheila snapped. My lips snapped shut, and I pulled my hand towards me. Sheila placed her other hand on mine. No, I will release my grip, but you need to squeeze back. Do it now. Her grip slowly released. My hand obeyed. Tightening around hers, I gripped her hand firmly. That's better. You can now relax. My fingers, hand and arm, dropped limply onto the armrest of the chair. Very good. We will now begin. This is a Chiron 7 implant. It has double the capacity of the latest model. It has 1,736 functions which you will master over the next 5 weeks. The only thing you need to do now is to tell us when it is in place. I cannot tell you what it will feel or look like. All I can say is, you will know. The moment you know, you must squeeze Sheila's hand. You must understand the importance of getting this right. If the implant fails, there'll be no second chances. Do you understand? I squeezed Sheila's cold hand and held it tightly. Very well. We will begin. Dr. Logan pulled a shield down over his face. He leaned inward, and I could see his hand moving into view. A silver sphere. I could not focus clearly on the details. but the light glinted off the designs on the metallic surface. The sphere drew closer, closer, and then I heard it. It was like a click, a pop, and then I sucked in my breath with a strangled squeak and squeezed Sheila's hands so tightly, every muscle in my body rigid, my jaw clenched. I exhaled forcefully with a low huff and sat up abruptly. I know, I see it, I whispered in wonder.
Very good. Sheila, could you please prepare post-op? I will complete the paperwork and assign room 731. Excellent work.
Congratulations, Dr. Logan. This appears to be our first successful Chiron 7 implant. Nicely done. I felt myself panting as I slid off of the recline and into the wheeling chair. I could see everything, all at once. Every moving part, all the layers of the padding inside the reclining chair. The detail, the stitching, the leather. I looked at Sheila and I couldn't look away. I could see past her smocks, under the layers of her clothing, past her skin, muscle, and into her bone. I could see the blood moving through her veins, the walls of the arteries contracting with each beat of her heart. I could see through her, past drywall and into the plumbing within the walls. So many combinations. My mind swirled and churned. So much information. Panic rose. I could not catch my breath. My skin was on fire. Sweat welled from my pores. Panic. The sound escaped from my lips, and suddenly I heard Sheila's voice in my ear. Close them. Close them now. Her cold hand forced my eyelids shut over my eyes. Relief flooded over me. I leaned my head back, barely breathing. The smell of antiseptic burned my nostrils. I drew in a deep breath and exhaled slowly, trying to calm my mind, my body, and slow my racing heart. I listened to the sounds around me. The soft padding of footsteps behind me, the gentle roll of wheels on the linoleum, the rustle of clothing and movement, the rhythm of Sheila's quiet breath as she moved in exerted effort to push my chair down the hallway. I licked my lips, closed my mouth. I felt flushed, my forehead glistened. I felt the sweat drip down over my temple, my cheekbone, and drip from my chin. It left a cold trail along my face. I swallowed and allowed my face, body to relax.